In this video, we're going to focus on the cognitive model. The basic assumption of the cognitive model is that people's emotions and behaviors are influenced by their perception of events. Importantly, a situation itself does not directly determine how a person feels. It is the way a person construes the situation that determines how they feel. For example, think about how you felt on the first day of school. You may have felt excited. Some of you may have felt more apprehensive. Others might have been anxious and wondered if they were admitted by mistake. If the situation determined how people felt, everybody would have felt the same on the first day of class. The cognitive model, though, recognizes that people bring different backgrounds into the same situation, and it's their backgrounds that influence how they perceive events. Let's focus in on one of the key aspects of the cognitive model: automatic thoughts. Automatic thoughts are quick, evaluative thoughts that are not deliberate. They're thoughts that might just pop into your mind, and oftentimes people are unaware of their automatic thoughts. Nevertheless, these thoughts are often unexamined and unchallenged, and thus they're accepted as true. Usually, the emotions that follow automatic thoughts are more identifiable than the automatic thoughts themselves. Let's take a look at how this might play out in real life. Let's suppose that Jane is a high school student, and while walking down the hall on her way to class, she sees a group of girls in her grade laughing together. While they are laughing, one of the girls makes eye contact with Jane and then quickly looks away. Jane thinks that they must be laughing at her because Jane perceives that the girl who briefly made eye contact doesn't want Jane to know what they're laughing about and is avoiding her. And so Jane feels sad. And so, to review, situations precede automatic thoughts, and thoughts influence emotions. In this case, the situation is girls laughing in the hallway. The automatic thought is they're laughing at me, and then the emotion is sadness. Now, you might be thinking that there has to be something else that influences automatic thoughts, and you're correct. Automatic thoughts are also influenced by our beliefs. From a very early age, children develop beliefs about themselves and about other people in their lives, how they relate to others, and the world around them in general. In a therapeutic setting, many of the beliefs that the therapist and client would address would be beliefs that clients have about themselves. And in the cognitive model, there are two types of beliefs: core beliefs and intermediate beliefs. Core beliefs are generally considered to be true and are global in nature. They're often overgeneralized and applied to situations in which they don't necessarily really apply. But because core beliefs are usually unarticulated, they're also unanalyzed and are accepted without much thought. Intermediate beliefs consist of attitudes, rules, and assumptions that are influenced by core beliefs. And intermediate beliefs, in turn, influence automatic thoughts. Let's suppose that Jane has a core belief that she is unlovable. Because of this core belief, she has developed a rule, or an intermediate belief, about being weary of interactions with other people. Specifically, let's suppose that because she believes that people will be unkind to her, she should preemptively avoid other people. So let's put this all together and look at the big picture of how we would conceptualize this situation with the cognitive model. When Jane sees other girls in the hallway laughing, she has the automatic thought that they are laughing at her because she has a core belief that she is unlovable, and the intermediate belief that other people will be unkind to her. Additionally, her rule that she should avoid other people keeps her from finding out if the other girls were indeed actually laughing at her. And so, if this pattern of interpreting situations based on a negative core belief occurs repeatedly, and Jane continually feels sad due to her automatic thoughts and her reluctance to test the validity of her thoughts, we can see how this cycle might lead to an eventual diagnosis of depression. The therapist's job, then, is to help the client understand how their unique situation can be conceptualized with the cognitive model. As the client becomes familiar with the cognitive model and related coping strategies, the client is then able to become their own therapist.